So you're a killer?
Sir, yes, sir!
Let me see your war face.
Sir!
You got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into Basic Billiards. I am SithLordFelix with the bestest pool shark killer in the world. How are you, Brian?
I'm good. Good to be back with you.
Likewise, man. Yeah, it's been a while. We had a couple of scheduling issues, but luckily, we're back in action, and then we can do I was able to get you some good clips that you can give me some pointers on. I will tell you, I won my last APA match.
Nice.
Final, thank God. Much needed victory. For those that haven't been following, and this is your first time watching, and if you're all familiar with APA, they put me pretty much at white belt, back to level 3. They put the little floaties on my hand from when I take the shot. So, so I got to crawl back up to get to 4. But they put me up against another 3. So it was, a race to 2, and I was able to eke it out. And I had to eke it out. The guy brought the thunder too, so it was a definitely a good match. And I had a killer bank shot on the 8. You would have been like, "Whoa!" It was hidden behind one of his stripes, and I did it for the win. It was a really perfect aim. Didn't even touch the other ball. Didn't even move. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those. So it was glorious.
When you're playing these races to 2, like a 3 versus 3, especially on, I assume you're on small tables.
Yeah, bar
tables.
Boxes. Totally.
Yeah. How many innings are you usually looking at?
Probably anywhere between 3 and 5, or maybe more.
Yeah,
Depends if it gets really defensive.
All right, that's not too bad. Five innings, it's not too bad. I was just curious because I've seen some matches. I as much as I talk about the APA on my channel, I haven't been around it a lot over the last 10 years, other than I have some family that plays there. I've been playing for 15 years probably in the APA. Just curious how many innings a lot of these games are going, because these short races are scary. Too many things can happen in a short race. But,
yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding. I feel like if I had obviously if it was a race to 10, I'd actually feel better about my odds, but I'm sure what pool player wouldn't. But a race to 10 for me is going to be like a 10-hour ordeal. You know what I mean? So how many innings would that be? You know what I mean? So
yeah, I always say if I had to play Shane, I'd like it to be a race to 2. Let's make it a race to 2, Shane. Give me the break, and I'll call it even.
Yeah, seriously, right? And now what's funny is that my one of my players, one of my captains was telling me that someone was trying to play him for $1,000 for one game, and he's like, dude, look, I'll bet $1,000. That's not the issue, but we'll do a race to 10. And the guy wouldn't do it.
And it's funny because when I was a kid, I always say when I was a kid, but when I was in my 20s, let's just say, everybody in the pool halls played games. Like, we didn't play sets back then. It was, we're playing $20 a game, which can get expensive over the course of an hour. We're talking about a lot of games, right?
Yeah.
But everybody, there was very little in terms of sets being played, other than on the pro level. And I think one of the things is that a lot of players, at least back then, they were real cheap about paying table time. So guys wanted to get in, get their business done, and get out in a half an hour, so they'd have to pay the table time, which today I think is relatively, when you adjust for inflation, is relatively cheaper than it was 30 years ago.
Right.
And because what's a coin op table today? What, you put $1 in the machine?
Oh my Lord. Yeah.
You were putting like 50 cents in the machine, in the 80s.
The 80s.
So
Yeah.
adjusted for inflation, you should be paying, $4 in that
It should
machine.
be $4 a game. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was more expensive back then, for that reason. So anyway, I was just curious. I don't want to go on a tangent. Let's get into some clips.
Oh my God. All right. So let's see. I got quite a bit. Me playing the general here. All right. You seeing this? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, we'll start with that little basic one. You saw that? 8 on the break.
Yeah. And that was
not much to say on that. That was just
that was a head-on break, right? So
yeah,
shooting for it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I wasn't doing that crazy second ball break where the ball ends up always like bouncing off and almost hitting someone in the head. I hate that break so much. Yeah. I pulled it off in a playoff game, actually.
Okay, nice shot. That wasn't a bad little run.
Yeah, no, that wasn't bad at all. Cliff Johnny's just wandering around. Okay.
Walking around selling insurance. You get it, the general.
The general, yeah. He's just missing a hat. Yeah, the real life version of the general.
Yeah. He holds that cue like he's about to hurt somebody, though. Like,
oh yeah,
better hurry up and miss, or I might just hit you with this thing.
Yeah, and he has like he bridges it really weird. He's missing like partial finger, so it's like he's got like a really weird bridge hand. Sometimes he switches it up.
This is really off subject. You mentioned that finger. Guys his age had some pretty dangerous jobs. I was at a poker table in Las Vegas once, and there were 3 guys at the table that were missing fingers. I'm like,
what is going on? You guys are way too.
Are you in the triad?
Way too nonchalant.
I'm like, how do you
protect your fingers, people? Come on.
I mean, 3 people. They were all locals. I don't know if they lost them working on the Hoover Dam or what, but there were a lot of fingers being lost back in the day.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Oh, I can't wait to see where you shoot this. There you go, corner pocket.
That should have been the move. Okay, I'm pretty sure.
Is that what you were calling the corner? Yeah.
Well, that is what I was calling.
You could bank it.
Never mind.
Oh, you shot it in the side. I thought you pointed at the corner.
So did I. Man, if I was a judge, I would have been like, nah, bro, you can't do that.
Yeah. Can you go back 10 seconds?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Yeah. Fucking cheater. Who is that loser? Cheater doesn't know how to call a pocket.
Oh, yeah. You're like,
yeah, I think maybe I changed my mind and I just said, fuck it.
Oh, okay.
Because I am practicing. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah, so that definitely. For everybody that wants to know why the APA makes you mark your pockets, that's
for that
why.
reason.
Yeah. I hear a lot of people aren't marking pockets in the APA anymore, but that is definitely an APA rule.
See,
well, yeah, you definitely
let's pause it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good thing you weren't playing Strickland. He'd still be yelling.
Liar!
Wow, what a jerk.
So,
man.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm surprised you shot it. I'm surprised you made it in the side. Another tip with bar boxes, I talk a lot on the channel about leveraging the side pockets, but on bar boxes, you tend to use the corners more. The sides just aren't designed as advantageous as they are on the larger tables. But either way, it was a good shot.
Thank you.
And you had 0 chance of scratching playing it in the side, so that was a benefit. So.
Yeah, totally. Oh, this was like some sort of cookout shindig thing was going on.
Okay. It's cool that you guys they keep you guys in events there.
This is the ace. You never seen him play before, but he actually spanked me in this round. But he's very unorthodox, I'll say.
Yeah, he's definitely a one shot at a time guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happens
Whatever.
with this cue ball, that's what I'm going to shoot now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was actually pretty cool stun. Keep the Cooper moving too much.
Yeah.
I love that his practice stroke. It's like
Yeah. Well, it works for him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, big shout out to the ace who does watch this channel on occasion. So
no, it worked. It worked for him. The
You need me to pause? What were you going to say? Something?
No. I was just thinking about his little practice strokes. But yeah, that's a guy that unless he said, I'm going to join the league and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I probably wouldn't change anything. I'm like, do your thing, because
just do your thing.
Yeah, he's a shot maker, and just do your thing. And you've learned this working with me for a while. I don't try to change people's stroke for the most part, as long as it's straight and you got good follow through and you're hitting the ball where you want to hit it. I don't care if you come in sidearm. People that what I call the stroke police, who never seem to be people that run racks. They're always, he didn't, his elbow dropped, or he did this and he did that. Those guys, I never see them run racks, but they're they're stroke experts. And
police.
Yeah, there's a stroke police.
Yeah. He has these little fast gyrations when he does a little practice shot.
Yeah.
There was one he held that. He kept doing that for like 5 seconds. I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But hey, and then he makes a shot. So it's like, it's funny, but it works. So,
Yeah. And he's a bit left eye dominant too. Yeah. So this is, he's a shot maker.
Killer. Yeah.
That's all you need on a lot of bar boxes against a lot of people. Just get the balls in the pocket. You're ahead of most people.
Yeah.
You got ball in hand.
Ball in hand. Do I go for the crazy shot? And of course, you can't even see what I'm doing.
So you're on the stripes?
I believe so. Yeah, on the stripes.
Okay.
Once again, I start with the crazy down table shot.
It was not a bad idea, because you look like you had if I can recall, those balls were clustered up a little bit. So you took the right shot, and now
VPN. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine. I don't have a delay or anything. Can you hear me yet? I'm still in real time.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was still in real time with the video, so I think.
So you can see me. I'm all like, what the?
Yeah, I could see you.
Yeah, the damn VPN, the VPN one by Google would never sponsor it. It just for some reason deactivates for no reason. Then you start blinking. I just shut it off. So I'm gonna bring this back because obviously I didn't hear a word you said.
Yeah, I was looking at the first shot. I
went down table.
You were questioning. Go back just a little bit more so we can see the table. Okay. So I want to see what the layout looked like before you shot. So yeah, this is not a terrible choice, because you've got two issues on the table, the 11 and this cluster, and you fix this cluster. And not only do you fix the cluster, but you get yourself on the next problem, which is the 11. And so it's not a terrible strategy at all. I think my first shot would have looked similar to this, because even though it looks it looks out of the box playing it all the way down there. It's not. It's you're solving one problem here, and this is a better choice than playing the 11 first, because you can get on the 11 with the combo, or even without the combo, but you were never going to get on that cluster.
Right.
Now the other part of this is that 15, where the cue ball is, that has to be a priority also. So yeah, I want to shoot the 15 first. I think that's the 15, like right in the middle of the table.
Right here. I think this is a 15 too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, and this will probably be, I think this run falls apart. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah.
This falls apart. I messed up. That really was like sealed my fate right there. That one.
Best safety you've ever played. Now you're on the 9.
Yeah.
You have the 9, so you got bailed out there. But yeah, nudging that 8 ball was not a good thing.
No.
Obviously you don't want to nudge balls that are in playable positions. So, and the 8 you have to treat as your ball. Now, you might not see it here, but the shot on the 15 in the side might help you with the 8. It's funny because a lot of amateur players are not thinking about. See, it fixed up there just like I predicted. A lot of amateur players aren't thinking about that 8 ball. They're thinking they're not even realizing they can't make it. And in their mind, they can't make it, and their opponent can't make it. Well, the 8's my ball. You have to assume you're going to run out, and you always play the 8 as if it's your ball. Don't say, "Oh, he can't make it from there." No, you can't make it from there either. So
right.
You got to fix it. So this run kind of materialized. I mean, I think the only thing that might have been an issue was the and you ended up shooting it anyway, the 15. Yeah, you did shoot it. So you shot it at the right time. It cleared up to 8, whether you intended or not. It worked for you. And that's a really good run out.
Is it a run out? No.
I hope so.
Is it, Brian?
This better be.
This better be a fucking run out. It is a run out. All right.
Yeah, I would have bet any amount of money on that shot. Okay.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that was that wasn't a bad pattern.
Okay, cool. And that was I think the last of that one. I'll let me jump on this one here. So this would be, I think this is actually my most recent one, but that's cool. It's the same problem. I nudged that 8.
Yeah, I think it was a good nudge though, because you kind of needed to get it out of the way. Yeah, this was really, a lot of this issue here wasn't really your fault. You took a good shot to kind of clear things up. It just, you fell short by about a half an inch.
Ah.
That was a nice shot.
Thank you.
Didn't put you on anything, but the execution of the shot was good. I don't know.
Is it too clear?
Wow.
Look at that intensity. Look at that focus.
Were you going in the corner with this? Good shot. Another good shot. All right. So if you take your time here, you realize you can play the 6 in the same corner. And you do. Very good. And now you're just playing one ball. Everything else should be a layup. You hit it a little hard. Whoa. Yeah, you got to be careful of that, because
look at that.
90% of the table you have a layup, and you found the 10% where you're hidden.
It was right there, man. Right there. So
Yeah.
the big takeaway here is control that stroke.
Yeah.
Look at my
And
face. I'm talking to it like it's gonna stop. Stop you
and
little.
set it back up again. I want to see this shot because you know there's another part to this. First off, it is very difficult to hold up the cue ball here. So really what you want to do is really let your stroke out so you can come back and
Oh.
forth.
So let it bounce off a couple rails, 2 or 3 rails
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah. You could have hit it with a little bit of draw and taken a longer shot on the 8, but what you want to do is add speed because you only have one mission here, and that's to keep from getting behind that 9 ball.
Now you
So
see the attempt there. If I would have touched it, I would have had a shot at it, man. But man, I could have
yeah.
seen it, but it was just ugh. Do you have something else to say on that clip?
No. But yeah, you want to really let your stroke out on that. Don't be afraid to go over and back. We're usually taking speed off of shots. We're usually telling players stop hitting the ball so hard. But there are those situations where, you know, you want the extra speed so you can come back. So that wasn't a bad touch. One thing that you have that a lot of players don't have, and one of the things that shows that you're not, you know, a legitimate 3 is you know where the cue ball is going. And
For the most part.
yeah, you have a general idea of the angles, which is, you know, that's one of the one of the descriptions of a 3 is basically is their inability to understand where the ball is going, but you definitely don't. I mean, you definitely play at a higher level than 3, so you should be moving up.
Yeah, I mean, my team captain, actually, for the most part, my team in general has been, you know, they've been comforting me, you know, basically like, look, we all go through our losing streaks. It just happens, you know, and then when you come out, it's good.
What they really should be doing, honestly, is leveraging this 3 as much as they can. So they should really be throwing you up against the 6s and 7s that nobody wants to play. Yeah. You need 2 games. They need what, 6, 7 games?
They need 2 to 5 or 2 to 6.
You can definitely, especially on a bar box, you can definitely pull out a couple games. You know, I know that's back in the day, that was something that I saw a lot. People just sacrificed a 3, but if you got a high 3, you throw them up against these, you know, 6s and 7s and surprise them, you know. So
even I got to bring that back. You saw that?
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good setup on that. That must have been by accident. I didn't have much choice on where to hit the ball.
This is not not an easy out here.
Yeah, I think I messed it up, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you had the right key ball, so a pretty good attempt to get on it. You're not bad. That wasn't too bad. And this is one of those shots where you're probably going to try to hold up. Yeah, you could have. It's not that you shot anything, that you took the wrong shot, because you did let your stroke out. You did really get the position you wanted, but you could have also, that's another one where you could have used the rail and bounced out.
Yeah.
Instead of shooting the stun shot. But it wasn't a bad shot. You just got a bad break getting it in the pocket.
There. Yeah.
Whoa. Looked like you're rolling the dice a little bit on that one.
I was rolling the dice, but I did have a mission.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. I got 5 balls. I'm going to be on something.
Yeah, and it was to get. I wanted to get close. I wanted this, what you're seeing here, but this didn't work out. The 3, not quite what I wanted.
But whether this was intentional or not, there's a lesson in that. If you have to shoot a combination, you want to make sure you have another ball that you can get on that is not involved in the combination. Because people have this this fantasy that I'm going to shoot a combination and the 3 is going to be waiting in the pocket afterwards.
Right.
No. And it's always, it's the same people that can't control the cue ball. All of a sudden now they can control an object ball that they're hitting with the cue ball. No, you can't. You got to have another shot. That's why if you're going to be forced on those combos, you shoot them early while you have other options on the table.
Messed that one up.
So,
almost had it, and look at that setup. I would add on the 8, just a little extra.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad a run, but yeah, that you did have another shot on the combo, and that was where the important thing was.
Yeah, there was still hope. It didn't kill my run, that cluster.
Yeah. Did you have ball in hand here?
Let's find out.
Yeah, you have ball in hand. All right. This is
bad choice.
No, yeah, it's a bad choice, and I'll tell you why.
Sure.
I have a run out pattern that I've never talked about on the channel. I call it the blue route. All right, the blue route is a highway in the Philly area. And the reason I call it the blue route, I used to call it the ladder, and I changed the name because there's a drill called the ladder, so I didn't want to confuse the two.
Oh, okay.
But the way the blue route works is you're playing 8-ball. So I'm moving my cursor around like you can see it. You've got the 8 down here by itself, right?
Okay. Here's the 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the way this works, because a lot of guys can't see the pattern in an 8-ball rack. And by the way, it's not easy. If anybody wants to,
it is not.
Anybody wants to do the math. After the break, if you have 7 balls on the table, there are over 5,000, something like 5,023 different combinations you could shoot those 7 balls off.
Lord.
All right. Over 5,000. And the math is simple. It's 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's where you get the number. So now people can't see the order. Here's the order when you have this situation.
Okay.
Should
I start it here?
You start at one end of the table and you work your way towards the 8. Now, that said, shooting the 13 is not a bad first shot. But where do you shoot it? You shoot it the other way. And you work your way down
away from the 8.
Down towards the 8. So the 13 goes down the where you're shooting from, in that pocket where you're shooting from.
Yeah.
And now you work each shot as you move towards the 8. And guess what you have? A series of 2-foot shots.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
You got stop, all the way down table. Next thing you know, you're on the 8-ball with another 2-foot shot. Huh. So that's the way the blue route works. And I see that pattern all the time, and people don't see it. But you don't have any thinking. You just know you're going to work your way on each shot as you get down the table. But your first shot may need to go to the other end so that you can do that.
So I can start setting that up. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because now you got bumped into trouble. So you would have had an unobstructed shot at that ball. I think it's the 10 on the rail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 10 too.
Yeah, but you see how we're going back and forth.
Yeah.
You shot this way, now you shot that way, then you go this way, now you go back that way.
Yeah, it's pretty erratic now that I'm looking at it. Yeah. Wow.
And anytime you need to find the right key ball, I would say, ask yourself, what 2 balls? You really got that long stop shot down cold. That's a very good shot.
Thank
you ask yourself, what 2 balls would I like on the table right before I shoot the 8?
And it would have been these 2.
Yeah, and if you ask yourself that, actually one that you played in the side, it might have been the I'm not sure which ball it was, but yeah, you would want those 2 on the table at the end of the game. The 13 would not have been one of them because it was so hard to get to the 13 to get the position that you needed. So
that was total miscue. I got lucky
Yeah.
there, and then boom.
I was going to say you only need 2 more trick shots and you'll be out.
Only get 1 per run.
Yeah. Okay. We got time for one more rack. Is this the one you want to go with?
Is it? I think I'll go out with the bang. I'll go.
Okay.
Because
I want
this one
something
was
good. I want to see something good.
Ball in hand.
Mm-hmm. Excellent choice there.
Okay.
Because you're getting on that 1. You recognize the 1 is a problem. If you shot the 1 first, it would not have been a bad idea either. See, now
here we are.
You're probably on. Are you going to shoot the 7? You're going to shoot the 4. Okay.
I think this is the 2 right here.
The 2. Okay, the 2.
Yeah.
All right, not bad. Because if you can keep that 7 as a key ball, you can get on the 8 by luck. Like I like to say, you can get on the 8 by mistake from the 7.
You're right, and I think I do see that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Those side pockets aren't. They're just the best for key balls, especially when the 8 is on the spot like this.
I think I'm going. Do I go with the 5? I'm like, all right, I can get on the 7 from here. Yeah.
That was about 5 seconds more thought than you needed. Like, what?
Slow
what are you
boy.
thinking about?
That's me.
I know you see this pattern.
Yeah. Right.
Scratches his head. That's code for I know what to do. You guys don't know what to do, and I'm going to make this look more difficult than it is for me.
This is
every time he scratches his head, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, you know exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah. Am I going to do what I'm supposed to do, or am I going to, or am I going to try something fancy?
Am I going to send a message to everyone in the world that you are not me? So
yeah, right.
Yeah. Effort shoots and breaks everybody's spirit. People that aren't playing are going, "Oh God, I suck."
Yeah, right.
So that was a nice run. You got the right key ball. You solved your problem early. Yeah, excellent job. So yeah, you should be moving up pretty quick.
Thank God.
So you may have had some bad draws. Honestly, in that range 3 to 4, you can bounce around an awful lot. It seems to be, I see guys, and sometimes I get some criticism for my discussions about the APA when I don't play in the APA, and the APA qualifies me as a professional. So because pool is my full-time job, so I can't play in the APA, but I do know. I'd say about 80% of what I should know about it. And as somebody, from the outside looking in. Sure. And what I do know is those 3-4 ranges really bounce back and forth. And I just know this watching my cousins and other people. I'll talk to them in January and they're a 4. And next thing you know, they're a 5. And then 6 months later, oh, I'm a 3. Well, how did that happen? And it's because there are high 4s and high 5s and low 5s, and the guy that just moved up to 5 has a few high inning games and loses 6 in a row. Next thing you know, he's a 4.
Back to 4.
Yeah, it's that easy because he's just right on the edge. Yeah. So given what they have to work with, I think they do a decent job with the rankings. But understand that it doesn't take a lot of innings to push you down. So you really have to leverage that time as a 3. Anybody that got moved down that's listening to this, you're a 4. So go and beat up on some of the 6s, especially the 5s. For whatever reason, the 5s are very vulnerable. Right in the middle. Everybody, the 4s are almost as good as them. The 6s are a little bit better than them. That's like a really It's
Middle of the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
seems like
sucks.
every five I ever knew just got
But
beat up unless they were sandbagging. I knew a couple fives that sandbagged their way to Vegas every year. I played some of them for money, and they were legitimate sixes. And but in APA, all of a sudden, they had a lot of high inning games. But yeah, there's five is weird. Like a legitimate five in APA is a scary number, but a lot of the fives that I've seen, at least in Chester County, Pennsylvania, were all they seem to be sandbagging, but
now,
eventually somebody writes a letter, and next thing you know, they're a six.
to your credit, actually, and to my captain's credit, that's what he started doing. Now, Wednesday when I played, he just put me up against another three because I think they already had other good matchups. We have a solid team, overall. But I think a couple of weeks before, they put me up against the seven, right when I first got deranked, and it was like, dude, if you win one game, you get us a point. You win two games, you just spoiled the seven's night. That's it. You know what I mean? And I couldn't even win one. The dude was so good. Although I did make him nervous, and one of my losses was me scratching on the 8, so I was able to get there.
Right.
But,
so that's how close you were. Yeah. And the other thing is, if you can win early, so as a 3 against the 7, if you can get a game early, a lot of the 7s, because just keep in mind, the league 7s are league 7s. Not all of them are guys that play under a lot of stress or for money or stuff like that. You put them in a stressful situation, and all of a sudden their skill level drops down to 5 in some cases. So if you can take a game early, all he's thinking about is, damn, I can't lose one more game. So that's what you want to do. If you can possibly pull it off and get a game early,
set a
you've
message.
got them. Yeah, you've got them, because they're like, and they start playing a little too conservative, or whatever the case is, whatever they default to when they're stressed, they start doing a little bit too much. So that's the key, if you can pull it off. But so anyway, I think you're doing good. Everything I saw was pretty good. Even when you got out of line or whatever, you only had a couple of shots where you hit the ball just too hard, but you have a very good idea which balls to go after when. And if you learn these patterns, like I was talking about, like the blue root, there's certain patterns in 8-ball, like on a chessboard. A good chess player looks at the pieces and he identifies in mid game, this is that pattern that I can get, mate in 5. Well, the same thing happens in an 8-ball game. It's just that you get to the point where you're much better and you identify these patterns. So like the blue root, that's one of maybe 20 different patterns that come up a lot in 8-ball. So out of the 5,000 different patterns I talked about, there's only, about 100 or so that makes sense to get you out. So you can eliminate a lot of those, because of that 5,000, some of them are, you would have to shoot 4 bank shots to play those balls. It's just a lot of crazy stuff. So ultimately there's only a few patterns, but I think you're doing okay, and keep up the good work with the pool and the channel, by the way.
Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, the channel almost at 2,000, guys. Hit the likes, hit subscribe, and tick the bell for notifications. Brian, is there anything you got going on? What are we plugging today?
Nothing really. You can go to nwqpool.com to sign up for lessons or for a master class or anything like that. Is nwqpool.com or fxbilliards.com. Both of them will get you there. So that's about it. All right.
Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to be running these this little scroller down here so you can see the here are both at nwqpool.com and fxbilliards.com.
Oh, nice, thank you.
All right, yeah, no, be sure to join. I joined. I've been a student to Sensei Brian for over a year at this point, right? At this, I think we're past that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great week, and we'll see you next time here on Basic Billiards. Take care.
All right, have a good day.